มันจะไวกว่าเยอะครับ
เพราะฉะนั้นก็เป็นเรื่องที่สำคัญในการแบบทุกวินาทีเลยในการ
ใช่
ขับ
ครับ
ต้องระวังตลอดเวลา
ใช่ครับ
ครับ
ก็ช่วยพัฒนาตัวผมเองด้วยครับว่าอีกหน่อยผมจะขับรถอะไรก็มีเบสเป็นฟ u นเดชั o นเป็นรถฟอร์มูล่า4ก็เป็นพื้นฐานที่ทุกคนควรลองครับ
ครับ
ครับผม
โอเคสุดท้ายฝากถึงแฟนๆหน่อยครับไอตันครับ
ฝากเชียร์ผมด้วยนะครับไอตันหมายเลข51ในฟอร์มูล่า4ไซส์เอเชียครับ
ครับ
สวัสดีครับ
ขอบคุณครับไอตันนะครับอัศดาธรนะครับมาอีกคันหนึ่งนะครับกับแชมป์ที่ต้องบอกว่าขอโทษครับได้อยู่ในโพลตลอดเวลานะครับกับอเล็กซาวเวอร์ Hello Hello
Hello.
How are you today
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
You're looking so hot
Yeah, it's quite hot.
I'm fine You fine okay So how do you prepare for this race today That was a race in Bank Sand Straight Circuit
Yeah, with a lot of concentration.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you talking about yesterday
Yes, required more concentration. Yeah.
Yes So how do you feel when you're back to race in the Bank Sand
Yeah, I think it'll be good. Yeah.
Alright So last question เลยบอกคอมเมนต์ to Thai fan who's supporting you
Thank you to everyone watching and have fun.
Okay appreciate that best of luck here
Yeah.
Thank you sir เอาละฮะคุณผู้ชมฮะก็มาลุ้นกันนะครับว่านักแข่งชาวไทยของเราทั้งสองท่านนี้จะมีโอกาสขึ้นมาคว้าชัยในโพเดียมกับ Formula 4 Southeast Asia หรือไม่ติดตามกันให้ดีนะครับกับรุ่นนี้ครับในรายการ B Quick Thailand Super Series 2025 ครับ
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bongsen Street Circuit for Race 8 of the 2025 F4 Southeast Asia Championship certified by FIA. My name's Alex Goldschmidt, welcoming you all back. We are slightly delayed, however. There were some major repair works on the barriers at turn number 1 following an incident in the Thailand Super Series GTC and GT4 race just a little while ago, and also a big red flag incident on the formation lap of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia Race 2. However, there were some developments post-race as we see our drivers excited and ready to tackle this 3.754 mile anti-clockwise 20-turn circuit. Ayrton Astadon did cross the line as the race winner yesterday, but was penalised with a 5-second time penalty. He was not the only driver to have made this infraction for weaving after turn 17 at the monument during the safety car restart procedure. Along with that, Wang Zhongwei from Origin Motorsport would end up finishing 7th as a result of that. Of course, the big news, Alex Sawyer, who is prepared and ready to go for his 7th win, his 100 success streak came to an end yesterday. And funny enough, it was his teammate that he collided with that ended up picking up the victory after 14 laps. Seth Gilmore becomes the second different race winner this season. Inigo Anton rounded out the top 3 on the podium, following in the footsteps of Black Arts Racing teammate Rishon Rajiv. So a good work by the Hong Kong squad, led by former Malaysian F1 racer Alex Young. These cars, the second generation, the Tatus F4 T421s, powered by the Fiat Abarth 1.4 litre, 160 brake horsepower, inline 4-cylinder engines. So it is part of the Bang Son Grand Prix, with the big event being the Be Quick Thailand Super Series. So this is round 3, race 2. Only 2 races here at Bang Sen before we go to Sepang in Malaysia in 2 months' time on the 5th to the 7th of September. So there you go. Maximum elevation, 23.5 metres, 3.754 kilometres, 20 turns. This circuit has been in operation for just over a decade and a half, since 2007. 15-second board being shown at the end of the dummy grid before they get released, as the window for the pit exit will officially now be open here at the circuit, as pole sitter, the person who was the quickest overall in both the battles for the fastest and the second fastest laps, It's going to be 2 formation laps here for the drivers. And it's going to be Ayrton Astadorn that is going to be in action for the second time. He was actually in action for the Thailand Sports Eco race earlier on today and picked up the victory. So he's already got a real good idea of the conditions. Might give him a little bit of a home street advantage, as we will have 2 formation laps. Then it will be the standing start ahead of 25 minutes plus an additional lap. So it is very shortly time to take you through the grid as we get the wonderful drone shots around this part of the East Thailand coast, smack bang in the middle between Bangkok and Pattaya City. Ayrton Astadorn and Alex Sawyer will line up on the front row, pole position on the left-hand side with the star performance number 51 starting from the front row. He's got the Vietnamese ace alongside him for close company. Can Sawyer get back to winning ways and extend his championship lead come the end of this weekend? Row 2, Rishon Rajiv and Seth Gilmore. Now, Gilmore was due to start third, but got a one-place grid penalty for impeding the number 33 of Inigo Anton during qualifying. So that is your second row of the grid. Inigo Anton and Ben Nguyen from the Philippines and Vietnam for both for Black Arts Racing starts on row number 3. Wang Zhongwei is going to start on the inside of row number 4. He is currently under investigation for not following race direction instruction. With Thomas Yu Lee, the only Masters driver who got a reprimand after colliding with the back of the number 37 of Ben Nguyen during the safety car phase yesterday in race 1. Rounding out to your 9-strong grid, Warapong and Wichan for star performance. No Joshua Berry, unfortunately. He is still very much nursing the wrist injury he sustained at turn 2 during second free practice, where his Black Arts Racing number 7 car would hit the wall hard and bring out the final red flag of the session. So the drivers will get the opportunity to sample on the Gitti competition tyres. Of course, the official tyre partner of F4 Southeast Asia Championship, certified by FIA. This is not the only Formula 4 action going on at the moment, because British F4 is also happening at the Qatar Airways Silverstone British Grand Prix this weekend. So the drivers getting warmth into the carcass of the tyres, which then permeates through the OZ alloy wheels, and then go into the brake pads and discs of these cars with the F413T Fiat Abarth 1.4 inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine producing 160 brake horsepower, mated with a set of 6-speed gearbox that is also in association, well, used in conjunction with the Magneti Marelli electric servo actuated paddle shifts, and it's the same engine as the road-going Fiat 500 Abarth F595. There is turn 6, a bit of a reverse of the Malco hairpin at the Gaia circuit in Macau, where F4 cars did actually go to the circuit in the former Portuguese colony. But the temperatures are you can see there's hand fans, portable fans. It's 32 degrees, so we are going to find that everyone, you see all the team from Star Performance waiting to see what their hot shot number 51 Ayrton Astadorn has in the tank. Made his debut at Buriram last time out at round 2. We've still got the final 2 rounds coming up, and it's going to be a Sepang doubleheader, 5th to the 7th of September and the 19th to the 21st of September to conclude the 2025 season. And the grandstands are packed here in Eastern Thailand. We are literally meters from the beachfront with clear, crystal clear blue waters. But you can see, as I said yesterday, it's got a hint of Macau, it's got a hint of Monte Carlo, and more to the point, those barriers do not give way. As Alex Sawyer found out yesterday at turn 2 on turn 15, lap 2. Bringing out the first of 2 safety car interventions yesterday. The second one was on lap 10, courtesy of Warapong Aimwichan, as he went straight on. A little bit further down turn 15, but the Tech Pro barrier is doing their job, and great work by Evans GP to get Alex Sawyer's car ready for battle once again. The drivers will now start to line up on their grid positions here at the circuit as we are set and ready for the 25 minutes plus an additional lap race. Can Ayrton Asteron finally take a victory on the road and not have to worry about what's going on there? There's Alex Young, the Malaysian ex-Formula 1 driver, leading the team at Black Arts Racing. A good points haul for the crew yesterday in race 1. Good to see him in fine spirits. Son Alistair also in attendance to help out the team in terms of data analysis and engineering. A lot of work goes into getting these cars, which is the first single-seater part of the ladder that leads eventually to the FIA Formula 1 World Championship. Evans Grand Prix run by Josh Evans. Green flag at the back. 5-second board goes up as we wait for the 5 red lights to ignite here at Bangsen for the final time here for F4 Southeast Asia. Lights out, we're off and racing. Good start by the pole sitter, Astadorn, as it is going to be the fact that Rishon Rajiv is going to go into second position. The 2 Evans GP teammates going side by side. It's 2 by 2, hurrah, going towards the back end of the field. But Ayrton Asteron has got to watch out for the charging Indian from behind. Rishon Rajiv started on 3rd position, now up into P2. It's the run down to turn 6 for the first time. They've got to watch their braking here. It's going to be single file all the way around, but it's it's too wide a little bit further back, as Thomas Yu Lee from the United States, I think, has just lost out of position as they come through in towards turn number 8 off of the back straightaway, and now it's going to be the run through the very twisty and technical section. So a very clean opening lap, but it is going to be seeing who is leading the way, and at the moment, well, it is going to be Ayrton Astadon. Second looks to be Rishon Rajiv and Alex Sawyer rounding out the top 3, and they've gotten away from the Australian driver, Seth Gilmore, by quite a big distance. So there is Sawyer in the number 12 car, hounding the 25 of Rishon Rajiv as Ayrton Astadon completes the opening lap here at Bangsen. So what is the advantage going to be for the Thai driver? As look at Sawyer, he's closing in on Rishon Rajiv, and he's going round the outside, heading into turn 1. It's Inigo Anton, he's gone round the outside at turn 1. Great start on the beginning of lap 2, but Sawyer nearly could have locked up there, going up Monkey Hill as they call it. But a great opportunity by the person who's got the most victories this year. 6 already and a non-finish, but still has a big commanding haul of points over teammate Seth Gilmore, who rounds out the top 4. So Inigo Anton got the best start of anybody effectively, apart from the pole sitter. But look, Sawyer is determined. He will know that he cannot make the same mistake twice. He does not want to go over the back rear wheel of another car going into turn number 15. So at the moment, it's Ayrton Astadon leading ahead of Alex Sawyer from Evans Grand Prix. Then it's Black Arts Racing's Inigo Anton, the Filipino driver, Seth Gilmore from Australia, and Rishon Rajiv from India rounding out the top 5. Ben Yuen, Wang Zhongwei, Thomas Yu Lee, and Warapong Aimwichan complete the running order so far as they go through past the monument at turn number 17. There you see the drone shot. And look at the amounts of people lining the sides of the circuit here at Bangsen. Alex Sawyer looked very close to the wall with the left front on the entry point at the apex at turn number 18. Gap is going to be around about 8 and a bit tenths of a second between Ayrton Astadon and Alex Sawyer. Sawyer went purple in both sectors 2 and 3 and is starting to close that gap as they go through at the fast. Right-hander at turn 1, that is hard on the brakes, 90-degree left-hander. Be careful of the barriers on the left-hand side. Inigo Anton is starting to be left in the dust of the two up front, and Seth Gilmore is starting to catch the Filipino driver in P3 for Black Arts Racing. Through turn 5, hard on the brakes, into turn 6. And then it's on the power again, up the gearbox. You're going to be down to first gear here at turn 6, and then start to accelerate. So at the moment, well, Ayrton Astadorn has no real assistance. He's got no one in front. He's got no one in front of him. But Sawyer is going to be starting to close that gap, and he took 6/10 of him out in the middle sector. So that is going to bring it round about down to 4/10 maybe, give or take. He lost a tenth in the opening sector to the Thai driver. As we see the battle, it was actually so actually Inigo Anton has dropped off the top. Now, what has happened to Inigo Anton? Because I was correct, it was Rishon Rajiv that is currently in third place, as Ayrton Astadorn now has to fight with Alex Sawyer. This is one of the things that the Thai driver from Star Performance did not want to have to worry about. So Inigo Anton actually showing up in 5th position. But there has been now, what has happened to Warapong Aimwichan, who's just about to come across the line as we speak. The first 10 minutes have been pretty clean so far, but it's a case of managing the undulation at this circuit. Why was Ayrton penalised? Weaving under the safety car procedure restart yesterday. So got a 5-second time penalty from race control. I mentioned that earlier on in the broadcast. So big thank you to a question out in on the official F4 Southeast Asia Championship, certified by FIA YouTube channel. But it is now the fact that Astadorn is responding, but look at Sawyer. He's right on the rear of the Thai driver. They go through the monument. This is going to be very, very close indeed. Actually, this is turn 15. And, oh, there was nearly a little bit of a slight close contact between the pair. Alex Sawyer darting to the left, darting to the right. Ayrton Astadorn has to hold on for at least the next 18.5 minutes plus an additional lap. But sometimes around a street circuit, you might be better off in second position. But at the moment, Ayrton Astadorn has led us over the opening 4 laps of this race, and Alex Sawyer is about 3/10 behind. They have literally dropped everyone in their wake, and through into T1 they go again. Ayrton Astadorn hard on the brakes into turn 2. Alex Sawyer right up the rear wing as they go up the incline through Monkey Hill, down the crest, and into turn number 6. Through turn 4 they go now. Hard on the brakes, down to first gear through the Sadev. 6-speed paddle shift gearbox, and a tighter apex taken by the Vietnamese driver in second position. Now they start to power their way down the back straight, heading into turn number 8 as we speak. We're currently on lap number 5 of this race, and could there be the opportunity that Alex Sawyer will wait for his moment? He's not going to get. He's going to keep Ayrton Astadorn guessing, I'm sure, but Astadorn fresh off a victory in one of the Thailand Super Series support classes this weekend. He knows where to place the car. Sawyer at the moment cannot respond. He cannot get past. Through turn 15, it's about millimetres and inches here at the Bang Sen Grand Prix circuit. And Ayrton Astadorn, I have to say, is doing a fantastic job. There are 2 major battles going on, but Sawyer up the inside. Will he get through? He forces the Thai driver wide through turn number 19, and the Vietnamese driver back to the front of the field. Calm, composed, but now he's going to be the hunted. But as the late great Murray Walker used to say, it was one thing catching somebody, it's something completely different passing them. Through into turn 1 they go. Here on lap number 6. And Ayrton Astrodon is now going to have the opportunity. Alex Sawyer has got to make that Evans Grand Prix number 12 Formula 4 car as wide as humanly possible. We now go to the battle for the final step on the overall podium between Rishon Rajiv from India for Black Arts Racing and Evans Grand Prix's Aussie hotshot, Seth Gilmore. Down they go into turn 6. And this battle is about 6 seconds behind Ayrton Astrodon. So, I have to say, Ayrton Astrodon was doing a pretty good job keeping Alex Sawyer at bay for as long as he did. And we are nearly at the halfway point. You can see the barriers can be very, very close indeed. We have had, as I said earlier, a couple of repairs to the barriers off of T1 following the GT4 and GTC race, and then there was some lengthy delay for the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia second race due to an incident involving 2 cars on the formation lap. But what we have got here are 2 fantastic battles, one for the race win, one for the final step on the rostrum. And you can just see that Seth Gilmore's got the idea around this circuit now. Get a little bit closer to the barriers as Rishon Rajiv is now under threat. Across the line they go to start lap number 7. Alex Sawyer is pulling away from Ayrton Astrodon, however. And here goes Seth Gilmore. He's going to try through the inside of turn 1. Rishon Rajiv carried enough speed round the outside to keep a hold of that 3rd place for the meantime. And it looks like Wadapong Aimwichan has parked the car. That would have been, well, he's actually a lap down off the leaders. So Wadapong Aimwichan not up to speed yet in this Generation 2 Formula 4 car. In the meantime, there has been further changes for position. Wang Zhongwei and Ben Yuin for Origin Motorsports and Black Arts Racing have swapped places. So Wang Zhongwei, who had that massive smash in qualifying, which rearranged the right-hand side of the car, is now up to 6th position. But as I said earlier, is under investigation for not following race direction instruction protocol. But Alex Sawyer, now with clear air in front of him, is able to push. And at the moment, well, he is about to come across the line to complete lap number 7 and has been setting fastest lap after fastest lap at the moment. His fastest lap so far, a 1:37.979. Now it's a 1:37.807. But this time, on this particular occasion here on lap 7, Seth Gilmore unable to get right up the rear wing of Rishon Rajiv. One of the big problems that there is in single-seater racing is that if you are too close to the car in front, you are going to have a turbulent ride. That is going to mean that your aero is going to be compromised. The car is going to be feeling like it's slightly slipping on ice. But the Aussie not wanting to give up at the minute. In terms of the rookie side of things, Ayrton Astrodon in 2nd position is the leading rookie in this race. But again, you can see how Rishon Rajiv is able to get out of turn 6 and really put the power down. Not too sure if there might be an issue of power delivery for Seth Gilmore. Of course, it is hot. It's 32 degrees centigrade here in Bangsen. And because we are right by the coastline, it is going to mean that there will be a lot of possibilities of humidity around the circuit, which is why you see in the grandstands packed there on the right-hand side for a brief moment. That people have hand fans or the portable battery-operated fans. You can even have some with USB chargers that you can attach to a power bank and keep yourself cool all the way through the day. This has been a great display from the drivers so far. But The battle for P3 continues onwards. Rishon Rajiv fending off Seth Gilmore. Gilmore's a little bit closer this time in the 24 Evans Grand Prix car. Now into turn 1 they go. And it seems like Rishon Rajiv just has a bit more confidence in that car. He's able to come off the racing line. There's Inigo Anton from the Philippines, his teammate running out the top 5. Now coming through turn 1. It seems like that with the GT competition tyres, there's something that Rishon Rajiv and his crew at Black Arts Racing have found to really help his performance. You know, this is a very undulating circuit. There's a lot of little undulations and bumps. So we are going to be, as I said, going back to Sepang for the final 2 rounds of the championship season. But Alex Sawyer, I think to me, is a really exciting talent. There is Wang Zhongwei in 6th position in that stealth black car. Of course, that was a very different liveried car earlier on this week before the Chinese driver accidentally ended up in the barriers through qualifying. Of course, another Vietnamese driver I've had the opportunity to commentate on, also a Vietnamese driver, Franco-Vietnamese, Owen Tangavello. People might remember that driver who competed in the Euro Cup 3 season last year. But we are down to the final 10 minutes, so 15 minutes elapsed, and the gap between Alex Sawyer and Ayrton Astadorn now has gone over 4.1 seconds. But for the first 7 or so minutes, Ayrton Astadorn, I have to say, did a fantastic job of trying to keep Alex Sawyer at bay. And now on the run down to turn 6, the battle for P3 continues at an intense pace between the pairing of Rishon Rajiv and Seth Gilmore, battling for the final step on the podium. It's all about getting that slipstream. There's minimal passing opportunities. Turn 8 is one of them. Turn 2 is one of them. Turn 15 is one of them. And then, of course, the penultimate 2 corners, turns 18 and 19. You've got to pick your moments here at the Bang Seng Grand Prix circuit. First operated back in 2007. Now in its 18th year of racing, and this is the first time that FIA, well, any single-seaters or Formula 4 Southeast Asia have actually ventured to this circuit to be part of this fantastic event. I've been keeping an eye on the action for the other classes as down the inside tries to dive Seth Gilmore down at turn 18. Rishon Rajiv kept it planted in the midpoint of the circuit, which actually was quite a good strategic point for the Indian ace to hold on to P3. So this battle is really the only battle we've got out on track, which is why you're seeing it here in wonderful sound and vision on your screens at home, wherever you're watching the world. And thank you so much for you all for joining us, as this could be an interesting tactic here from Seth Gilmore, going down into turns 4 and 5, into turn 6. And you can see that the right front wheel of Rishon Rajiv's car slightly going into the air just because of the uneven surface. The lead gap now between Alex Sawyer and Ayrton Astadorn is now 5.1 seconds and climbing, as these two make their way through in towards turn number 10. You can see how close the barriers are. They are literally millimetres away from clipping the sidewalls of the GT competition tyres mated to the OZ alloy wheels. There is the number 44, the other driver from Star Performance, Wadapong Aimwichan, still keeping the car out on circuit. So 2 Thai drivers running on home soil. But then it's going to be about the case of who will have the advantage in terms of mental preparation and physical preparation, along with getting a lot of sim time in. ready for the 2 final rounds of the season, both taking place in the first weekend and the 3rd weekend of September this year. So Rishon Rajiv starting to improve on the 2nd and 3rd sectors. Seth Gilmore's done a personal best. Ayrton Astadorn's just lit up the time sheets purple in the opening sector with a 37.551. Gap between him and Alex Sawyer from Vietnam currently 6 seconds. 6 minutes plus an additional lap. Drivers taking anywhere between, or seeing lows of, say, high 137s to low 145s at the moment in terms of lap times being completed. Again is the young driver from China, Wang Zhongwei for Origin Motorsport, also very much involved in the Southeast Asian racing scene, especially with the China GT Championship, where the Origin Motorsport have quite a few entries in the GT3 side of things. There is the man from Vietnam, Alex Sawyer, the number 12 with the red halo, red coloured halo on his number 12 Evans Grand Prix car, comes across the line and will complete lap 12 of this 3.754 kilometre 20 turn anti-clockwise circuit here at Bang Sen in eastern Thailand. Goes up Monkey Hill once again here on lap number 13, and Ayrton Astadorn has been able to try and close that gap, but it's been proven that, well, Alex Sawyer is the talk of the town when you discuss F4 Southeast Asia, but Seth Gilmore got very, very close to the left rear wheel of Rishon Rajiv going through out of turn number 4. Once again, this battle is waging on. It's going to carry on right up until the checkered flag here at the Bang Sen Grand Prix for Formula 4 Southeast Asia 2025. And you can see that the best lap times from Ayrton Astadorn is not too far off the pace of Alex Sawyer, but Sawyer has maintained a lot more consistency around the circuit here in Bang Sen. As once again Gilmore just trying to do everything he can to close in on, but once he catches up to Rishon Rajiv from India, he can't get past at the moment. Now down into turn number 15 go the pair in 3rd and 4th position. Well, actually no, it's the final corner, so they just went past the monument. So through into turns 18, 19, through the right hand kink here at 20, that brings us on to the start finish straight. And at the moment, well, Alex Sawyer making his way down towards turns 4, 5 and 6 at the hairpin. And Alex Sawyer's fastest lap time of the race so far, a 1:37.688. He's just done a 1:37.890, just to put that into perspective. But can the deadlock for 3rd place be broken? Because at the moment Rishon Rajiv has got his one hand on the trophy at the moment, but Seth Gilmore thinks that he's got just as much a right to be as competitive as the Indian from Black Arts Racing. They're going to go through into turn number 8, but you can just see how committed these drivers are. There's Ayrton Astadorn from Thailand for Star Performance. This will be his best weekend of the year so far. He'll be a little bit annoyed, but oh, hang on, that's Seth Gilmore. Seth Gilmore is off the circuit. Now, where is Seth Gilmore at the moment? Is that was that? Oh. Well, he's found a runoff area somewhere. Oh no, that was, well, he's going to lose another position. Now where was that? That was turn 13. Turn 13, I think he lost it. or turn 11, a very, very late rejoin. Well, he had to spin the car around, but that now means that Rishon Rajiv is free and clear. And I would hazard a guess that that might be Inigo Anton. Let's have a look. Oh, he's lost it going into turn 12. Oh, he was a very lucky boy, and he did actually hit the barriers. We're going to have a look at the replay here. Right side, front and rear. He was very, very lucky indeed. Seth Gilmore has now lost out big time. He's off a potential chance of a podium. And that is the number 37, Ben Nguyen, who's missing the right side of his front wing. And that is going to be with... Oh, right. So there was contact between Wang Zhongwei and Ben Nguyen. So at the moment, well, Alex Sawyer, I think, is going to have, when he comes across the line, 2 laps to go. Oh no, the 37 is at the barriers. Ben Nguyen is out of the race. Ben Nguyen hard into the barriers. And that is at turn 2. Double waved yellows. Double waved yellows, exactly the same spot where Joshua Berry crashed out and got a wrist injury. So let's have a look. He's going to turn it in. And the car is non-compliant. Oh, well, that was unusual. He probably tried to... yeah, well, the car was trying to... He was trying to turn it left, it turned right. So whether there was damage to the steering rack on that car... But the time has now expired. So contact between Wang Zhongwei and Ben Nguyen will be investigated post-race. But we have hit 0 on the timer here at Bungsen for race 2. And Alex Sawyer, the minute he got past, the safety car is being deployed. The safety car has been called. Of course, where Ben Nguyen's car is literally buried front end in underneath the barriers. And there's Ben getting out of the car. Just make sure he doesn't stumble over the halo. So they're telling him to just get on top of the there we go. Stand on the tyres, by the catch fencing, and we are going to end under safety car conditions very, very shortly, as the safety car will pick up the race leader, Ben Nguyen. Well, that's always a good sight to see. Unfortunately, the Vietnamese driver not having the best run of luck in this second race, but picked up P5 last time out. This will put him down at the bottom of the classification. So Ben Nguyen just making his way past the catch fencing at turn 2, as the safety car has now picked up our race leader Alex Sawyer, and it looks like it is going to finish more than likely under safety car conditions. So the Toyota safety car for the Be Quick Thailand Super Series, the main events here at the Bang Sen Grand Prix here in 2025, is going to bring the field through out of the final couple of corners. And it's not really worth the risk having a car beached under the barriers. The final lap board is being shown. Alex Sawyer now knows that the race is going to be his, and it's going to be his 7th win of the 2025 F4 Southeast Asia Championship, certified by FIA. Evans Grand Prix had a big amount of work to do after the car was up in the air and speared into the Tech Pro barriers yesterday on lap 2 at turn 15. Race is confirmed to finish under the safety car, because there is going to be a little bit of a delay for the next race coming up, because there is Ben Nguyen's car beached under the tyre barriers. It's not a sight that Black Arts Racing wanted to see twice this weekend, but the main thing is that Ben Nguyen is absolutely fine. It's a shame these things do happen. Motorsport does give us highs and it gives us lows, all within the space of one race weekend. It may even be within the space of one race day. But we go through turn 6 under guidance from the Toyota safety car. But what a weekend it's been here. A success streak that ran for the first 2 rounds of the championship. Unfortunately, oh right, that is, oh dear, right, Seth Gilmore. Now, did I notice a little bit of wobbling on the right rear tyre? Yes, the tyre is loose, so there's damage to the right rear. So effectively, Seth Gilmore is stuck on the start-finish straight. So if we didn't have enough dramas at turn 2, we've got a car stricken on the left-hand side of the start-finish straight. There's the crowds in the grandstands, hiding under the shade by the trees. And it's the right rear, Seth Gilmore, winner yesterday. And his race comes to an abrupt end. So Ben Yen will be classified 9th. Seth Gilmore, that just goes to show how frustrating it can be. Now it would have been because of that impact. He's driven the car as far as he can after going off at turn 12, and the right rear took the brunt of the barrier, so that's probably broken. That's probably broken maybe the wheel, because when you have a sidewall hit the look, you can see it's askew. It's actually towing out on the front of the right rear tyre. But the drone shots showcase everything that's happening as we come through the final corners of the race, second race here for FIA Formula 4 Southeast Asia 2025. And, well, disaster yesterday, but redemption here on the final race day at Bang Sen. It is going to be a 7th, yes, 7th race win for Vietnam's Alex Sawyer and Evans Grand Prix that will take the checkered flag. Ayrton Astadon will take the rookie victory along with the runner-up step on the overall podium. And welcome along to the podium as well to Blackheart Racing's Rishon Rajiv in the number 25. Inigo Anton from the Philippines rounds out your top 4. Wang Zhongwei in 5th. Masters driver Thomas Yu Lee from the USA rounds out the top 6. Warapong Aimwichan will be classified in 8th, with Seth Gilmore being a lap down, but will be classified in 7th. And it looks like Thomas Yu Lee, I don't think has got a front wing on that car, but there is your race winner. Back to winning ways. Alex Sawyer is one step away from literally, I think he might, I'm just thinking now, because if we have another 6 races, it's 25 points for a victory. $150 points. Well, if Alex does not place, I think, outside of the top 3 on the penultimate weekend of the season at Sepang, he's got the title. So he needs to have at least 90, yeah, I would say 75, 76 points. But there we go. Alex Sawyer takes his 7th win of the season. We finish under dramatic circumstances for following on from the safety car being called with 2 laps remaining after Ben Nguyen put it into the barriers at turn number 2. Ayrton Astadon will have the Thai locals grinning from ear to ear and celebrating with him as he picks up the rookie victory and 2nd overall ahead of Rishon Rajiv from Black Arts Racing. Inigo Anton and Wang Zhongwei round out your top 5 finishers ahead of Thomas Yu Lee. Seth Gilmore, well, winner yesterday, finishes in 7th ahead of Warapong Aimwichan in 8th, and Ben Nguyen from Vietnam, the 3rd car from Black Arts Racing, or the 4th car from Black Arts Racing, unfortunately ending up in the barriers. Smiles and readiness were a key point in the pit lane here at the Bang Sen Grand Prix for 2025. Everyone waiting as the lights went out, and we got racing straight away. And Rishon Rajiv took the early initiative to get round the outside of championship leader Alex Sawyer. Then heading into turn 2, everyone was waiting with bated breath. But Ayeton Astador was stride away early into the distance. But championship leader Alex Sawyer managed to get past Rishon Rajiv with an audacious move, and then here was the moment through into the final couple of corners, forcing Ayeton Astador wide, with Sawyer going through. Seth Gilmore would really start to put the pressure on Rishon Rajiv as they battled for the final step on the rostrum. Hearts were in mouths for the entirety of the 25-minute plus an additional lap race here, but this was the moment that caused drama for Seth Gilmore, putting him 7th, and then this the moment with a incomplete front wing meant that Ben Nguyen from Vietnam for Black Arts Racing would put it into the barriers, the safety guard being called on the penultimate lap, and along with that Seth Gilmore coming to a halt. But Alex Sawyer picks up his 7th win here in F4 Southeast Asia Championship, certified by FIA, and it was all handshakes and smiles at Evans Grand Prix. So I am just waiting to hear whether we will have an official podium presentation. Of course, proceedings have been delayed due to what has happened earlier on today as part of the final day of the 2025 Bangsan Grand Prix. But a great job by our finishers, Alex Sawyer taking the win, Ayeton Astador and having Rishon Rajiv rounding out the top 3 overall. So the next spot on the calendar for our drivers in the championship for 2025. There's still 2 race weekends remaining, and both of them will be hosted in Malaysia at the Sepang International Circuit, the former home of the Formula One Malaysian Grand Prix. And it's going to be a 2-month wait, 5th to the 7th of September for round 4. And then round 5 will be just a couple of weekends later, the 19th to the 21st of September. So it looks like they're getting ready down in the pit area for the Be-Quick Thailand Super Series, the GT3 and the GTM classes.
Hi everybody, guess where we are? We're in Bangsan. We just did qualifying, that's why I'm already undressed. Sandy's still in the suit, but we're in Bangsan, that's the most important thing. So at the moment we're standing in front of Be-Quick. We have some facilities here. We'll be doing a lot of activities in the weekend. We'll be giving away a lot of stuff, but most of all everybody will be here for the racing. Be-Quick is here. We're running 2 Audi R8 this weekend, one Porsche 911, one Porsche Cayman and one Ferrari
covering
296.
today's podium here
So
for
we're here
race
with 5
2,
cars.
race 8 of the season.
Of course, Sandy and I want to win the race, but we see already that there's a lot of people who can race very well also. So we have our work
You
in
can
front
see
of
just
us.
by the video
But
that's being
basically what I
played
want
at the
to say is,
moment.
if you see this now, you have a chance. Try to come to Bangsan. Cheer everybody on and have fun.
สำหรับเบอร์ 26 ของเรานะครับที่ลงแข่งในรุ่นซุปเปอร์คาร์ GT3 นะครับเพิ่งควอลิฟายมานะครับคุณเฮงก็ทำได้สุดยอดแซนดี้ก็เต็มที่แล้วครับวันอาทิตย์จะมีเรส2นะครับก็ใครที่สนใจอยากมานะครับต้องมาเพราะว่าเข้าได้ฟรีเข้าได้ทั่วเลยครับงานนี้พลาดไม่ได้ครับเจอกันที่สนามครับ
Okay, so I have just received word that our award ceremony will be taking place as planned. So at least we get to see the drivers get their moment in the Sunday afternoon sunshine here in Eastern Thailand. A wonderful place in the world. It is going to give us an opportunity. So Be-Quick Thailand Super Series, another one where SRO chief, SRO founder Stefan Rettel has also been in attendance this weekend, and you'll see a lot of, well, there's going to be a lot of the main GT3 machinery around this circuit.
ลงเขาแล้วก็ยูเทิร์นอะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับ
But just to think, Evans Grand Prix has ruled the roost so far this season in respective race wins. So all 8 races have been won by Evans Grand Prix drivers. So that means that we have 7 for Vietnam's Alex Sawyer and 1 for Australia's Seth Gilmore. The thing is, we've still got 2 rounds of the championship left to go at Sepang. So it's a circuit that we've already raced at earlier on this season. So there will be the information that the teams will have to hand. And especially when, maybe in September, what's the weather going to be doing? What's the humidity going to be like? How is that going to affect the drivers in terms of mentally and physically? Also, how is that going to affect setups for the respective drivers? You know, how they approach each of the races. Because this particular weekend here at Bang Sen, we have only had 2 races. The previous 2 rounds, first one at Sepang, the second one at Buriram, we had 3 races in total. So 8 races are in the books. They are past tense here for the 2025 Southeast Asia Championship, certified by FIA. So there is all the pomp and circumstance ahead of the main event.
มาแล้วครับทุกคนครับสำหรับรุ่นที่ทุกคนรอคอยนะครับนั่นคือรุ่น Thailand Supercar GT3 และ Thailand Supercar GTM นะครับผลจากการแข่งขันของเมื่อวานนี้ไม่ว่าจะเป็นในรุ่นของ Thailand Supercar GT3 กับทีม AAS Motorsport นะครับส่วนในรุ่นของ Thailand Supercar GTM จะเป็นของ PSC วันนี้เรามาพูดคุยกันในการเปิดรายการในวันนี้กับรุ่น Thailand Supercar GTM นะครับซึ่งเวลาที่ทำในการคุริฟายได้ดีที่สุดนะครับ1 นาที 38.839 นะครับก็ยังเป็นของแชมป์ในเมื่อวานนี้นะครับกับในรุ่นของ Thailand Supercar GTM กับ PSC วันนี้ไม้แรกนั่นคืออาฟิกยาซิดไปคุยกันครับ Hello Afik Wow congratulations for the best qualify in this last race how do you feel on this race here
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good race.
Yes.
The car is really good. We have a really good setup for this weekend.
Yes.
And then I'm running with a new tire, and then my partner is using new tire too. So I think it will be a good race. So we hope that we can win the race.
Yeah. So just congratulations for yesterday too. You have the first position that, and you just change the new car. Just use the Ferrari to 96 challenge. How do you feel in this race with these new cars?
Yeah, the car was fantastic. We actually we received the car quite late, which is last week. So I think everything is new. We are still learning.
Yes.
So I think yesterday result was really good for us, and for sure we will attack again today, and we will attack again in the next round in Sepang.
But is that not too much to learning here in this circuit, right?
Yeah. Because the car is quite good. It's very easy to drive. So I think it's just the mechanical thing we just need to learn because it's a lot full of electronics. So it's very complicated. So we just need time to learn the car.
Right. So talk about this circuit. How do you feel about the challenge, the turns, in your opinion, in this circuit here?
Yeah, the circuit was fantastic, really good. I really love the circuit. I think this is my 5th year racing in this circuit. So I think it's not a problem for me. But I think for the first timer, it's quite hard, quite challenging. But it's really good. A lot of people coming here. I really love the atmosphere. So it really fun to race here.
Yes. Let's talk to Thai fans who supporting you.
Keep on supporting the number 77 in the GTM class. I really hope to win the race for the double win.
Okay, best of luck here.
Thank you.
Congratulations. โอเคไปอันดับ 2 กันต่อยนะฮะกับไซมอนชานะครับเป็นที่ 2 ของเมื่อวานวันนี้มาลุ้นกันว่าจะเป็นที่ 1 หรือไม่นะครับ Congratulations for yesterday.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Today is the last day for Bang Sang Street Circuit. How do you prepare for this race here?
Today, better weather today, much better. So I think it's a pro start today. So I just try to keep up and see how the race goes. And I think that the track is still a little bit dusty from what we saw from the last few races. So some incident here and there. So I think we'll just drive it more cautiously, bring it back, and then have good points. That's the
Yes.
strategy today. Yep.
Wow. Okay. The circuit here, this place. What do you feel about the circuit? How to challenge in this circuit for your opinion?
Oh, Bangsan is always fun. The biggest event for TSS, and it's always nice to see so many fans in here. The circuit itself is changed all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
This is my third year here. I think the track condition from the first year to this year is also completely different. Every year you feel you can find something new, something better, something worse. So it's always very challenging.
Many things can be happen.
Yeah, I think for all the drivers, it's always the first two laps is to assess
Yeah.
what's going on the track.
Yeah. Okay. Especially for many Thai fans who are supporting you.
Oh, Sawadee Cup. Thank you very much. I'm glad to see so many fans here. I think this event, like I said, is one of the biggest in Southeast Asia. It's always